Okay, 1 second. Oh, okay. Excuse me, just got out of the shower. I'm fresh, that's when I think good. Let's crack this video over. So, the difference and discerning Christ energies and Buddha energies. So, a lot of people get their knickers in a knot when I say I'll tag myself with Maitreya Christ Carnation. And people think that I'm expressing that I am the return of Jesus Christ. This is not the case. I'm not saying I'm the reincarnation of Jesus. This is not how reincarnation works. And the Buddhists have it wrong, because why would the universe keep creating a static personality through lives? No. We're deconstituted and we're reconstituted via different resonances. So we're never going to be the same person through life after life, and that's why you have like Dalai Lamas saying stupid things like, ignorant things like, oh, you can eat meat, but like you just can't see the animal being killed. Anyway, and you know, it's a religion in the end, and it has to have something solid for people to follow, and it's a bit hard to understand if we're just unconstituted. Our resonances go. What I'm saying is, in each life, you are your individual self. You're not going to be. I'm not going to be Benjamin Cauenberg reincarnating as Benjamin Cauenberg or something like that. It's the same with Buddha and the Christ energies. So let's get into it. So I always tag myself as Maitreya Christ Carnation, and it really pisses people off, I think, because a lot of people are religious twits and other reasons which we don't need to delineate into. So what am I going on about? So I believe that the return of Christ is happening now at the end of history, at this eschaton, into this 77-year apocalypse. And that's 7 times 11 solar cycles from 2012, the center of the eschatonal vortex from 2007 to 2017. So 2012 is the old universe ending into the universe of creation from the universe of reaction. And history was just a cycle. Then let's just say it was 11,000 years long. Then there would have been 50,000 year cycle, 100 million year cycles. Okay, this is all squashed into 2012. Now, this is not really that video on the eschaton, but just to give a little bit of background, it started with one man, a Jesus or a Yeshua, and a Siddhartha or a Buddha, right? Now what we're doing, as we've come towards the eschaton, it's moved from one to many, and actually the return of Christ here at the end of history is actually a scalar wave entity, carnative energy. Okay, so me and many other men will be carrying this energy of Christic nature. Now, Maitreya Christ is just the current Christic nature, the ontos of that energy of what Christ is, of what a Christicness is, as opposed to a Buddhic energy. And it turns out the Christs are the masters of the masters. The Buddha is kind of apathetical. He's just trying to emotionally release, and he's almost left the earth sphere completely. It's said the Buddha is from the moon chain. We all know moon has got to do with emotions as well. And the Christ is from the earth chain energy. And the Christs are truly the masters of the masters. And the difference between the Christ and the Buddha energies, now let's get to the crux of it. The easiest way to discern, and this is all I use, you can use other methods, but this is the easiest. It's that the Christs are outspoken and the Buddhas are very quiet and soft, right? We all know that I'm talking correctly now, and this is very obvious in the energies. If you're not a brainwashed Bible basher or a brainwashed Bible proponent. Either or. You should see that Christ, he flipped the table up, remember? He did get angry, and he didn't just preach love. If you actually look into Yeshua's life, and not just Jesus from the Bible, if you actually look into his life, he was actually more of a rebel. Okay, and the Buddha is a very quiet person, he's always sitting meditating, right? That's the Buddha energy. So this is the main difference, and now let's look at people. Even Alex Jones, yes, the famous conspiracy theorist, I'm not like his biggest fan or anything. Even he is using Christic energies, very outspoken. The reason I've used him as an example, and a very bad one, because you might think, well, no beard, no robe, how can he be Christic energy? Well, Christic energy also has to do with the light body as well. We're not going to really get into that technical side of it, and I don't really know how to explain that so well, so I'm not going to go there today. Just keeping this on a very third dimensional level, and a very down-to-earth level, people who are other Christ energies, because Alex Jones may be a bad example because he's a bigger guy and he's not the skinny Jesus looking, right? So Russell Brand, notice his energy. Wikipedia creator, Julian Assange, also Christic energy. Okay, so, and you can see this in people. You should be able to see it in me. And if you look in my videos, for instance, my indigo one where I actually had the beard during the eschaton, that wasn't just me trying to look Jesus-y. Actually, I had no money at that time. I was living on noodles, spending all my money on fuel for my car, homeless. This was into the eschaton where the Christs were being stripped. And now, after the Eschaton Center 2012, it's now 2017, and we're on the outer accretion disk, exiting the eschatonal black hole. It was like a naked singularity that we passed through, 2012. And just like the angels come through scalar wave, they're scalar wave entities, the Christic and the Buddha energies are the same, coming through the star portals from the higher dimensions. Hey, we don't know everything. Who says we know everything? Science doesn't say that either. So you people who are very organic portal, very third dimensional and second dimensional beings, and you have no idea that there are other dimensions, you think you are your body, you know, it might not hurt you to take some psychedelics and meditate once in a while as well. And drop culture completely. That gives me another person example, McKenna, Terence McKenna. He always talked about culture, so that reminded me of him. Terence McKenna, the time wave zero guy, inventor, who had drawn, you know, a time wave, an oscillatory energy structure in a Cartesian graph. And you can search him. He also has that Christic energy. Okay, so who's a Buddha energy? Who's famous? This one's more difficult for me. And you'll see they'll be more in the background because that's the point. That's what I've already said. They're more apathetic. Apathetic, not pathetic. Apathetic means indifferent. And you can see Buddhists, they just want to sit. Yeah, they'll come out and give you a few quotes, but they're like, get me away from these people. I need to go find my peace. And that's a type of apathy. And you know, the Christ people were really into it. We're really trying to help them. We're always there, like really pushing for it. Anyway, this is some ways you can discern Christic and Buddha energy. I really can't think of someone with Buddha energy. Maybe, what's his name? Snowden. Edward Snowden has more of a Buddhic energy. He's more calmer and stuff, okay? I wouldn't exactly call him a Buddha, but yeah, he's sort of carrying that energy, okay? So that's what I'm saying. These are not people returning. Christ is not returning on a horse and with his light sword and one guy. It's many of us expressing an energy. Now, Maitreya Christ is the current carnative energy. That's why I call myself Maitreya Christ Carnation. I'm just a carnative energy. Carnation is the third dimension. Carnation is coming into body and being. So is Buddhic. Buddhic to me means bodyic. And really controlling the body. Christs are not as much about controlling the body. We're more about expressing the body. So that's another difference between the Christic and Buddhic energies. Okay. Where was I going with that? I had something else to add. Oh yeah. So some people call us the Maitreya Christ, Devil Christ. And you could see that in me for sure because I wreck, I yell, I tear. I'm very indigo system buster. I'm here to fuck your society up. I want to wreck it because it's sick. I want to tear it down so we can build the new. Not just because I'm a bad guy, because I want to build a new world, and the new world's going to be much more egalitarian, equality, etc., all the good words. So these are some ways you can discern Christic and Buddhic energy. My name is Benjamin Cowenberg. I have a website called www.consciousazine, as in the end of magazine, consciousazine.com. No worries.